Just off the shores of Lake Erie, we are at First Energy Stadium in a city aptly named after its founder, Moses Cleveland, way back in 1796. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
You ready?
Set. 180. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Kill. Turn it up. Like that.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Watch the twist.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Lock in. Hey, watch it. Alert.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. He completes it to Boyd. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll score! Touchdown, Browns! That's going to be a 103-yard kickoff return. What a run, as his guys can now take the lead with the extra point.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times where they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Let's go, baby. Turn over. Get that ball.
Now Trubisky on first down. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. You know, a week ago was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. He had 5 sacks. Here we go again.
And he's the type of player that'll keep an offensive staff up all week trying to figure out how to slow him down. But at some point, they just have to take account of themselves and say, I've got to get by.
He's got a man, complete. 33 yards that time.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
I got it. 47's the mic.
On second down, here's Mixon. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
47's the mic, boy. 47. Check, 47.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. He's got his man, Boyd. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Play action. Now Trubisky rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. 7th play in this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Mike 51. Check the out. Hey, Alpha. Mike 51. I got it. Alert.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. He gets this one to Boyd. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
And the Bengals first down. Get ready.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here's Trubisky to throw. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 12-yard line.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now Joe Mixon. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. After one, a one-point game, 7-6. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it second down and 12. Nixon will try the right side. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Here we go. 51 to Mike, 51 smooth.
Trubisky will throw. Looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On first down, Trubisky. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around to make the play on the football.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Lock in, lock in. Hey, echo. Come this way, here we go. 18. Rush in, rush in, rush in. Go, Mike, come.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. Finding Green complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 25-yard line.
Let's go.
A gain of 21 yards. And a Bengal first down.
Trubisky will come up here 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. This is Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
The dump-off gets him only one, and now you're looking at a third down. The Bengals on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now it's Trubisky. And Eifert has it. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
They'll run on first down. Mixon, and the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now on 2nd and 13, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Check 50, check 50.
Now Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all. And let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now on 2nd and 13, Mayfield. That'll be caught by Cup. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Mayfield now. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mayfield with it once more. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
47 Mike, 47 Mike, Mike 47.
Now Trubisky to throw. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
18.
Now it's Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This officially a 55-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these 2 teams. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mixon. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now on 2nd and 13, Trubisky. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They go play action with Trubisky. Got his man, it's Eifert. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Trubisky now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. Mixon. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Trubisky now off the bootleg. They'll buy some time right. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Nikel Roby-Coleman. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Chubb with a 1st down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down. Throwing here, Trubisky. And Pascal's got it. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out.
He's checking. Shoot. Check 52.
On 1st down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Here's Trubisky. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
51, Mike 51. Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Hey, wahoo.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Mixon running right. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave tee much time on the clock.
It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. Had a chance to give themselves there some important wiggle room, but went awry.
Yeah, let's do the simple math here. And you know, for me, it has to be simple. Instead of this thing kind of giving them that wiggle room you talked about, now we're talking about possibly losing a ball game because they left the door open.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on 1st and 10. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
General West. Check 24. Check 24.
Now Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Seibert's kick is good. And with that, they have taken the lead by a point here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And I hate to point to that missed field goal from their last drive, but you look at the scoreboard, they would be in the lead if they had that 3.
Well, no doubt those points or those missed points do loom large. But here they're getting a chance for a makeup, aren't they? Almost like my time in school. I was always begging my teachers for a makeup exam. Here's their opportunity now to put those points on the board.
And every point becoming more vital here in the second half. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Landry now on the return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know. Well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. A run for Nick Chubb. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been terrific so far. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Trubisky. A good throw here, finding Pascal. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Zach Pascal, 78 yards. And the Bengals are once again going to retake the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation. But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to act.
There he goes, left side. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken a lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow.
And turning it to the defensive side, absolute deflation.
Was it a major surprise? Perhaps. Look at the clock. You've got to think with that much real estate to cover, they're going to have to throw the football. And they crossed him up and ran it. And boy, did they ever. That went all the way. You're exactly right. Not just deflation, but everyone's confused. How did they give up a run of that magnitude in this situation?
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. They're going to try and run. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Now it's Trubisky. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
He's back to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Fourth down now, and defensively, Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, overexcited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Myles Garrett, and the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
Set, 180! Check 56. Bring it! Bring it!
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally